Philippines and Taiwan Tzu Chi volunteers share beautiful stories of TIMA's work at the 2017 TIMA convention. Dallas Tzu Chi volunteers help Hurricane Harvey victims obtain free bus tickets to return home. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. TIMA volunteers in different parts of the world deliver medical care to the sick and poor, and there are many beautiful stories about them. At the 2017 TIMA convention, medical volunteers took turns sharing these beautiful moments. For instance, Philippines TIMA has worked with Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital on several medical cases. In addition, Taiwan's Dr. Li Senjia is remembered by everyone. Huang Sanming from Philippines' Bohol Island joined Tzu Chi's charity work in the aftermath of the 2013 earthquake. At the 2017 TIMA convention, he talks about his vow to Master Zheng Yan.
They have already known work of Tzu Chi, and this mission can be continued. Thank you, Dharma Master Zheng Yan.
Philippines TIMA has worked with Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital on 2 medical cases. A Philippine Tzu Chi volunteer also expresses his gratitude for this love that transcends boundaries.
Thank you, Superintendent Zhao and your team. Thank you, everyone.
An exemplary doctor, Dr. Li Senjia, still conducts house calls despite having adenocarcinoma of the lung. He eventually became a silent mentor. The head nurse from Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital has brought his doctor's handbook for his family.
Our doctors and nurses should follow his example to serve patients.
She
wants everyone to learn from Dr. Li. Although she suffered from poor health, he still helped a lot of people till the last moment. We hope we can help more people in need.
Thinking about Dr. Li, many listeners burst into tears. They hope to continue working, following his example, safeguarding the health of more patients. In Taiwan, the Tzu Chi Foundation has been promoting cadaver donation for 22 years, with more than 38,000 people agreeing to donate their bodies after death. Tzu Chi refers to these compassionate body donors as silent mentors. Let's learn more about the Silent Mentor program.
I do not know what kind of doctor I will become, but at least I should live up to the expectations of my parents, teachers, patients, families with a silent mentor and a silent mentor.
Lin Weiling is an ENT resident at Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. These were his thoughts back when he was 7th year at Tzu Chi University Medical School. Back in school, he was inspired by Silent Mentor.
Teacher, I am Wei Lin. Thank you for donating your body during my 3rd year so I had the chance to learn from you.
Tzu Chi Foundation has been promoting body donation for 22 years, with more than 38,000 people signing the agreements to donate their bodies. Silent Mentor is Tzu Chi's term for body donors. The donors rather have the medical students make mistakes on their bodies rather than making mistakes on patients.
When they operate on my body, that is the moment when my wish comes true.
Such ideals was considered a breakthrough in Taiwan in the past. Currently, it is an ideal of benefiting the public. Jingmen Tzu Chi volunteer Li Guoming still wore his volunteer vest during his last days at the hospital. Taipei Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Huangjingse passed away at age 95. She was among the first hospital volunteers after the establishment of Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital.
Seize the moment. I'm very old, but I still have the right to use my body.
Dr. Li Senjia from Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital also nurtures humane doctors with his body donation. The rule of life and death has a different and more compassionate definition. A Tzu Chi promotes body donation.
我的弟子都做到了，相信呢，将来我还是一样呢，也应该也要做到这一点。人生啊，这种的臭皮囊，在活着的时候呢，应该要为天下人做天下事而付出。等到了最后的那个时候，应该呢，也要奉献给所需要的。我先说，他们先做，未来呢，应该呢，也是换到我也能做到的啦。
Master Zheng Yan, who's 81 by now, still upholds her vow.
She has been calling on people to make the donation. She said since Tzu Chi volunteers have done it, how can I not do it? Of course, she is saying that we should turn the useless into great use.
我们一定要相信，生命原来就是可以这样的好好的利用它，不要太在意在生死的紧张，我们只要在意把握当下，恒持刹那，总是呢分秒钟啊，都不要浪费时间，那分分做，分分得。
Putting compassion into practice in daily life, this religious leader has changed people's beliefs and thoughts about life and death. Taiwan has more than 20,000 patients suffering from spinal cord injury. For this group, TIMA free clinics allow them the chance to see a specialist. Someone who have difficulty traveling or paralyzed from the waist down can benefit from innovative treatment from Dr. Guo Hanchong, a urologist.
Putting on his makeup and lipstick, as well as quickly jumping into a costume which includes a red nose, is this clown who entertained some 200 children today. This is Zhang Shiming, who is 66 years old. In his junior year of college, a failed surgical procedure left him in this wheelchair. He is like many others who suffer major disabilities.
Urinary incontinence is often a problem because of infection. Many people who have such a problem usually can't walk out. Treatment of this problem by Dr. Guo has been a big help for many people, as general urology care can treat this problem.
Many who have suffered from spinal injury have approached Dr. Guo, who is a famous urologist in Taiwan. He has used botulinum to solve many of their urinary disorders. His research has even drawn international attention. Now his clinic treats many who are confined to a wheelchair.
Those with spinal cord injuries can actually be our teacher because our treatment has to be more sophisticated.
In addition to the hospital clinic services, Dr. Guo also uses his holiday to travel to all the remote villages and towns in Taiwan. He's part of TIMA's special clinic for those with spine problems, which not only treats urology but also family medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and internal and external medicine. Accompanied by volunteers, these spinal injury sufferers can receive complete care at this clinic.
Repeated urinary tract infection can lead to kidney edema. If we can discover these things early on, then we can give them treatment and protect their health and their body, and greatly improve their overall quality of life.
For more than a decade, dentist Huang Zongzi has been attending to people with spinal cord injuries. He has taken all of this experience and used it to instruct Tzu Chi volunteers to make a special innovation.
Those with spinal cord injuries have told me that they have been in wheelchair for over 10 years, and this was the first time they had seen a dentist. I told our Tzu Chi brothers to study their needs, and because of this, we developed a special wheelchair-specific treatment chair.
A special chair for treatment is helping those with spinal injuries, but the real heroes are behind the scenes, willing to help in any way possible.
After the first generation model, we made some improvements which were put into play for the second generation model. It was mainly used by the Association of Spinal Cord Injury and other home cares for the disabled.
Those who suffer from hardships are the target of TIMA's care and attention. From 1997, a free clinic at Wanhua's Huajiang Wild Duck Nature Park for homeless people saw services soon expand to indigenous people, foreign laborers and fishermen, spinal cord injury sufferers, physically and mentally handicapped, solitary elders, convicts, PVS patients, and the hearing impaired. This care is also helping protect the health of those at the bottom rung of society.
一开始的时候是以偏远地区义诊为主。
At the beginning, we held free clinics in remote areas, but later we learned that urban areas were underserved, and there were a lot of vulnerable groups like homeless people and underprivileged groups. Slowly, we started to take care of them. For example, free clinics for foreign laborers.
一个一个的就开始展开，比如说外籍劳工的健检义诊。
From bustling cities to the rural countryside, TIMA has been actively working to help those in need, showing a compassionate heart and commitment to everyone in need.
A senior from Taichung, Taiwan, who lost all of his teeth, wasn't able to chew his food well and found himself having trouble breathing. He was later sent to the hospital where doctors saved his life. If you have seniors at home, doctors suggest you pay more attention to food and methods of preparation.
This 70-some-year-old senior who has no teeth cannot chew food very well, leading food to become stuck and causing breathing problems.
The food was stuck in the top part of his gullet, so the patient had difficulty breathing. The place was right between the gullet and the trachea.
As seniors usually have poor chewing ability, they should avoid eating hard food or food that is not easy to digest.
Elderly people should eat foods that are steamed or stewed. They should avoid eating fried food.
Although some elderly people have already installed dentures, their chewing ability isn't very good, so it is important to prepare the food carefully.
We can break the vegetables into pieces or trim them. If the seniors don't wear dentures or if they don't like to leave food residue in their mouth, we can puree the food.
When food gets stuck in the gullet, patients may experience a lack of oxygen and blood. Their gullets may also become damaged, so it is important to pay attention to what kind of foods seniors eat.
The Tzu Chi Dallas chapter received a request from the Dallas Emergency Management Center to assist Hurricane Harvey victims by buying them bus tickets to return home. Fortunately, a team from the city government, along with Tzu Chi volunteers, jointly paid a visit to Greyhound, who agreed to underwrite this cost.
In early February 2011, a storm suspended operations for Greyhound, as many passengers were trapped in bus stations with temperatures dipping to minus 11 degrees Celsius. The Tzu Chi Dallas chapter late in the evening around 12 o'clock sent 200 blankets to help stranded passengers. Sending blankets to passengers deeply impressed Greyhound, and after more than 6 years, the company has decided to work with Tzu Chi to help Hurricane Harvey survivors.
Is connecting, people, as well as keeping communities prospering. Yeah. So, of course, we wanted to make sure, Mr. Leach wanted to make sure that we give, and we knew that all the folks who were affected by the hurricane were going through a lot of traumatic experience. Right. So, the least we could do is provide some type of service. Yeah. So.
Greyhound has decided to fully absorb the cost of bus fares for those returning after the hurricane. Furthermore, the company's labor union has also participated in relief operations.
We appreciate that, your company do for evacuation.
Oh, there was no questions asked, trust me. He was like, we got to do something, so here we go. So, yeah. And he wanted you guys, whatever was going to be spent, use it on helping them even more with that, so most definitely.
And,
Providing peace of mind is something very important to those who have survived the hurricane, as managers from the Greyhound Bus Company are happy to do all they can to help those in need.
In Lanxi, Zhejiang of China, lives one Tzu Chi care recipient family whom Tzu Chi has been caring for since 2010. In this family of 7, there are seniors who suffer from mobility problems, a disabled child, as well as a paralyzed wife. After visiting them, Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized to clean their living environment, in addition to bringing them furniture.
Tzu Chi volunteers began helping this family since September 2010. They must help the family clean up before the Lunar New Year. This family has 7 people, but Fang Zholiang, man of the house, must do farming to support them. His parents are old and not mobile. His wife, Chen Shaifen, has been paralyzed for 8 years during a work-related accident and also suffers from brain tumor.
This is very comfortable. You are very nice to treat me this way.
His wife's medical fees and his 3 children's tuition fees has put this family into debt. The volunteers clean up their home and also give them new mattresses. With many people, the volunteers are able to finish their work quickly. Then they go to a neighboring Shao family.
His son and daughter-in-law have left for 7 or 8 years, but they haven't sent back any message.
The volunteers clean up this family so the 2 elderly people can live more comfortably. Some volunteers are attentive.
Normally I don't have time, but I happen to be free today, so I came to do good deeds with them. It feels very good.
Being able to help others will make me happy.
Tzu Chi volunteers came to this village in 2006 to help children go to school. After these children have gone out of town to study or work, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to care for the families.
Next, we'll bring you 2 stories of patients in China who received medical assistance thanks to Tzu Chi's help. In Zhejiang, China, 14-year-old Song Xingyu suffered burns on her body and face in an accident. With the assistance of Tzu Chi volunteers in Yiwu and Hangzhou, she was able to undergo several plastic surgeries. Now she has returned to school to study, and she recently made cards to express her gratitude.
11 years later, when 14-year-old Song Xingyu meets the volunteers again, she looks very shy. The hug brings back the familiar sensation for Song Xingyu because volunteer Zheng Shuqing is like her second mother.
After she met Sister Shuqing, Tzu Chi has been helping us for 10 years and is always by our side. They never say Xingyu looks ugly.
The family-like bond was established in 2007. Song Xingyu was less than 5 years old when the accident caused widespread burns on her body and face. The huge medical fees were too much for her parents, who did odd jobs, to bear. Then Tzu Chi stepped in and helped her with the medical care.
We were afraid that we had to do a lot of work, especially with regard to rebuilding her mind. We tried to make her face look normal.
After beginning to help Song Xingyu with her surgeries, Tzu Chi volunteer Zheng Shuqing has never stopped contacting the young girl for the past 10 years. In the past 2 years, she even arranged to have Xingyu going to school in Hangzhou and hoped she could be like ordinary children.
Xingyu is kind and cute. In the beginning I didn't know her, but slowly I knew her better and began to like her and also became her friend. Then we began to play together.
In our class, she is like any other children. She'll also gain a lot of happiness, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of learning.
With Tzu Chi volunteers' patient company and generous acceptance from the school, her teachers, and her classmates, Song Xingyu slowly found confidence, and she likes to be with other people.
Because Xingyu can be involved with her classes, to the class, and to the whole school, this is an education on gratitude, education on life. It is also meaningful education on self-reflection.
Her past was filled with a lot of pain, and her future will need a lot of tolerance. As for her growth, she believes in herself because people have unlimited potentials.
As we mentioned, in Jiangxi, China, Yang Yu is a girl who suffers from a rare disease called Chiari malformation. In September of last year, she came to Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital to receive treatment, and she was able to return home in January this year. In September, when the new school year started, she could finally go to school, fulfilling her wish.
On the day when the new school year started in September, 13-year-old Yang Yu can finally carry her school bag and go to school. Going to school has long been her dream. That year, she wrote, "I want to study" on the note because she was unable to go to elementary school. She suffers from the rare disease called charleal malformation, leading her to experience muscle weakness, tremors, and curvature of the spine. In September of last year, with the assistance of Tzu Chi Clinic Center in Suzhou, she was able to come to Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital to receive surgery. After 4.5 months of treatments and rehabilitation, she could finally stand up and step out her first step. In January this year, when she was about to return home, Master Zheng Yan personally delivered pens and gifts as the blessings to her.
回去要很认真的用功哈，要把自己呢要训练出将来可以站起来、可以走路的。
Yang Yu still needs the company of Tzu Chi volunteers. Her school is also willing to lend a helping hand.
Right here, I express a warm welcome to all the guests and media workers on behalf of all the teachers and students of Phoenix Elementary School.
高兴咯，而且还刺激蹦蹦哦。
Now that Yang Yu has fulfilled her dream of going to school, she also sees hopes in the future.
In Taiwan, Centenarian Cai Quan is a Tzu Chi volunteer who comes from Yunlin, Zhanghua. She used to be a midwife in her early years, and she has assisted over 2,000 women in childbirth.
Centenarian Cai Quan, who has white hair and is still agile, used to be a midwife in her early years. She has assisted more than 2,000 women in childbirth.
Not until their mother recognized me did I realize that I had helped her deliver her baby.
Lin Xiuhua knows from her mother that it was Cai Quan who assisted her mother in childbirth that year. To repay this love, Lin actively joined her to become a Tzu Chi's donating member.
I learned this information from her. I think she is very devoted to the volunteer work. I feel moved.
For those whom I have helped with delivery, it would be no problem for me to invite them to donate money since we develop a friendship. They also regularly donate their money to help those in need.
Cai Quan has been keeping contacts with the families that she has helped with childbirth. Among them is Jiang Yuping and her oldest daughter, Jiang Yunrong. Even though Jiang experienced childbirth many years ago, when she recalls the scenes, it always appears vividly.
She came to care for me 3 times a day. At that time, I felt uncomfortable in the morning, so I asked her to check my situation. She visited me 3 times until night. She was quite concerned about me.
She helped deliver us and ensure that we were safe. After that, she saw us growing up and guided us to live a happy life with her acts.
Centenarian Cai Quan, who used to be a midwife, always feels content and lives a meaningful life.
A Christian school for the visually impaired in Yangon of Myanmar has held a charity concert to raise funds for Tzu Chi's International Disaster Relief Mission. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.